Hello, beautiful people. How are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing amazingly well. Welcome back to another editorial analysis of an amazing article from The Hindu, May 2, 2021. Hope you guys are safe, doing great. And today I've taken an amazing article from The Hindu. This is the article, right? And I've written it down for you guys. First page, second page, third page, fourth page, and a couple of vocabularies used, important vocabularies used in the article. So I'm really excited. I know you guys you too. So let's start it. And before we do that, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do it, man. Press that notification button so that every single time I come up with a lesson, I publish a lesson, you get notified. You don't have to search for the lesson. Make sure you do that. Make sure you follow my Facebook group where we learn English every day through short videos, infographics, questions. Make sure you follow my Instagram page where we share a lot of short videos and all. Make sure you follow all these social media accounts, right? And all right, without wasting any time, let's do it. So what are we gonna do? We'll look at the vocabularies first of all, right? And then we'll come to the article and understand everything, right from the sentence structure to identifying the subject, the verb, the object, different types of phrases, and many more. Let's just master these vocabularies used. Number one, unprecedented. Unprecedented, it's an adjective meaning something that's never done or seen before. If something is unprecedented, that means you haven't seen it before, you haven't heard about it before, you have never done it before, or somebody has never done it before, right? Cumulative, it's an adjective again, right, which means increasing in number. If something is increasing and increasing, it's cumulative, right? Third is severely, it's an adverb meaning in a very serious, in a very harsh, severe manner, right? And the last is peak. Peak means the highest point. It's a noun, it means the highest level or the highest point. Now let's come back to the article and analyze it. Okay, this is the first page. This is the headline: unprecedented case load. Load of the cases, right? Case load in Punjab government hospital, right? Unprecedented, never seen before, like unprecedented case load. Unprecedented what? Case load. So this is a noun phrase starting with an adjective. This is the main noun. Pre-modifier, noun, caseload. What kind of a caseload? Unprecedented. Where? In Punjab government hospital, right? So again, it's a prepositional phrase that's giving information about this noun, caseload, right? So it's working as an adjective. It's the complete headline is a noun phrase, including a pre-modifier, an adjective, the noun, and the post-modifier, which is a prepositional phrase working as an adjective. Okay, now it has a subheading which says 37 deaths reported in 24 hours. Show data. Self-explanatory, right? Okay, let's look at the first line, first sentence. 37 patients died in the past 24 hours at the COVID-19 isolation facility in Patiala's Rajendra Hospital, according to official data released on Saturday. Here's the period. This means this is the first sentence, right? Let's just highlight it. 37 patients died in the last 24 hours at the COVID-19 isolation facility in Patiala's Rajendra Hospital, according to official data released on Saturday. This is the very first sentence of this paragraph. Okay, let's find out the subject. What is the subject? 37, that's a number, right? Do we have a verb after it? No. That means it's not working as a noun, as the subject. 37 what? Patients. Noun. 37 patients died. This is the main verb. 37 patients is the subject. This is the subject. Let's highlight it. Subject, pre-modifier, number plus noun, subject. 37 patients died. They died, main verb, died in the past 24 hours. When this happened? In the past 24 hours, in the time span of the last 24 hours. A prepositional phrase working as an adverb talking about the time of the action. 37 patients died when? Ask when did it happen? In the last or in the past means last, in the last 24 hours. Where it happened? Ask again, where? At the COVID-19 isolation facility, right? At the COVID-19 isolation facility, this happened in the past 24 hours. Where did it happen? At the COVID-19 isolation facility. So again, it's a prepositional phrase starting with the preposition at, followed by a noun phrase, the COVID-19 isolation facility. Facility is the main noun, right? Pre-modifier, main noun, right? Again, prepositional phrase starting with the preposition in, followed by a noun phrase, the past 24 hours. Hours is the main noun. So till now we have the subject, which is a noun phrase. We have the main verb, which is died. After that, we have a prepositional phrase that's working as an adverb of time, right? Again, after that, we have a prepositional phrase working as an adverb of place, talking about the place of the action, right? 37 patients died in the past 24 hours. Where? At the COVID-19 isolation facility, which is in Patiala's Rajendra Hospital, right? Facility which is in Patiala's Rajendra Hospital. So again, it's a prepositional phrase, in Patiala's Rajendra Hospital, which is giving information about the noun facility. Facility which is in Patiala's Rajendra Hospital. So we reduced, or it's an adjective clause reduced to a prepositional phrase. Which is in, we dropped which, the conjunction is the main verb, linking verb, and we have a prepositional phrase, in Patiala's Rajendra Hospital. And this entire piece of information is coming from the data released on Sunday, according to official data released on Sunday, right? We used a comma here, and this entire information is coming from official data, according to official data released on Sunday. Released on Sunday. Clear? Okay. Let's clear it. Okay. Earlier this week, a phrase talking about the time. Earlier this week too, right? Also, the same number of patients died in a span of 24 hours. Earlier this week also, the same number of patients died, right? So this is a phrase, an adverb phrase. Okay, let's just complete the sentence first of all. Earlier this week too, the same number of patients died in a time span of 24 hours. This is the complete sentence, right? Let's highlight it. Earlier this week too, this week also, same number of patients died in a time span of 24 hours, right? So we know this is an adverb phrase because it's talking about the time of the action. The same number of patients died. This is the verb, right? Died. Okay, let's highlight it. Okay. Died when? In a time span of 24 hours. Again, a prepositional phrase working as an adverb of time, talking about the time of the action. Died in a time duration of 24 hours, right? So the subject is clear, the same number of patients. Now I want to ask you guys a question. What is the verb died following? Which noun? Because we have two nouns, number and patients. What is died following here? Is it the number or is it the patients? Though it's very clear that it's patients that died, but the noun it's following is number. Right. In this noun phrase, the main noun is number. The number, talking about a particular number, right? Same, again adjective, of patients. Number of what? Of patients, right? So this is a prepositional phrase that's modifying the noun number. So the verb is following the noun number, right? The same number of patients died in a time in a span of 24 hours, right? Okay. We are seeing an unprecedented increase in patient load. We are seeing what? An unprecedented, never seen before increase in patient load, right? Subject is clear. We are helping verb, seeing main verb. We are seeing what? An unprecedented, never seen before increase in patient load, right? Unprecedented increase in patient load. Increase is the noun. Increase generally works as a verb, but here it's working as a noun. An unprecedented increase. N increase. One in number, unprecedented, never seen before. So two pre-modifiers and post-modifier is a prepositional phrase, which is in patient load. Increase in what terms? In patient load, right? Okay. Clear? The situation is twice as worrying in comparison to the last peak of COVID-19. Right. Okay. This is the next sentence. The situation, the current situation, right, of people dying, right, whatever that's happening. The situation is twice as worrying in comparing to the last peak of COVID-19. The situation is the subject, right? Noun phrase, determiner, definite article, noun. The situation is, and after is we don't have a action verb. That means it is the main verb. It is the linking verb. The situation is what? Twice as worrying, double the amount of worrying in comparison to the last peak of COVID-19. Right? Worrying in comparison, prepositional phrase. That's modifying the noun worrying, gerund worrying. Worrying in comparison to the last peak of COVID-19. Preposition and the object of the preposition, noun phrase. Comparison to the last peak of what? COVID-19. The situation is twice as worrying. Like we have to worry twice, right? It's that dangerous. It's getting that dangerous. The situation is twice as worrying in comparison to the last peak of COVID-19. During the last wave, right? During the last wave, like the increase during the last wave, which is using brackets, round brackets, we've given information about the noun last wave. During the last wave, which is mid-August, September 2020, right? This is the last wave. We peaked with severely patients L3 at 90, but currently we have cumulative L3 patients at 210. Understand this. During the last wave, which was in August, September 2020, we peaked with the highest number that we saw was 90, and we peaked with severely patients, right? Patients with critical condition, we're calling them L3, right? Using round brackets where we're giving information about them. Severely patients L3 at 90. So during the last wave, which was in this time period, they were at 90, but currently we have cumulative, right? Increasing number that is increasing day by day, cumulative L3, which is severely patients at 210. So you can understand it's more than twice the number which we had the last time, right? So okay, what kind of a sentence is it? During the last wave, which is an introductory phase, talking about the time of the actions, right? So it's working as an adverb of time. We peaked with severely patients at 90, independent clause, but currently we have cumulative L3 at 210. So it's a compound sentence because we have two independent clauses joined by the coordinating conjunction but, right? Okay, understood. We have more than twice the numbers of very severely and critically ill patients. You see the quotation mark? That means somebody said this, right? We subject have main verb, right? We have what? More than twice the numbers of very severely and critically ill patients. Object of the verb have what? More than twice the numbers of very severely and critically ill patients, right? This is a noun phrase. So subject, verb, object, and this is a piece of information that's coming from Surabhi Malik, who is a nodal officer, tertiary care, Rajendra Hospital, right? And this person told the Hindu. Told what? This entire thing told the Hindu. Easy? Yes, it's easy. All right. Let's move to the next paragraph. All right. Let's do it. Okay. The Rajendra Hospital is a tertiary care facility. Means a top-notch, a hospital, a facility that has everything, right? The Rajendra Hospital is a tertiary care facility for COVID-19 patients from not only Punjab, we have an extra from, right? From not only Punjab but neighboring states and the national capital region. This is the complete sentence, right? Okay, let's just highlight it. And this is a simple sentence, right? It's not a combination of two or more types of clauses. It's a simple sentence. What does it have? The subject, the Rajendra Hospital, which is a name of a hospital. The Rajendra Hospital is the linking verb, and we don't have an action verb after it. That means it's a linking verb. Main verb. After that, we're either going to have an adjective or a noun. A tertiary care facility. Subject complement, right? This is the subject complement, a noun phrase, a tertiary care facility. Facility, A facility, tertiary care facility, right? A modifier, tertiary modifier, care modifier, facility. This is the main noun. A tertiary care facility for what? For COVID-19 patients. Prepositional phrase, that's modifying the noun facility, giving information about it, working as an adjective. Now, a lot of you guys ask me, sir, this is a prepositional phrase, sir. How is it working as an adjective? So this is a prepositional phrase. How can it work as an adverb? How is it an adverb phrase? An adverb phrase is a different type of a phrase. Again, guys, understand. A prepositional phrase can and does work as an adverb and an adjective. So when I say it's a prepositional phrase, obviously it has a preposition which is going to show a relation between two nouns, but the entire phrase is going to work as an adjective, either as an adjective or as a noun, sometimes as a noun as well. You can watch my lesson on prepositional phrases. You'll understand this, right? Okay, so subject, main verb, linking verb, subject complement, which is a noun phrase, a tertiary care facility for COVID-19 patients, 3 pre-modifiers, post-modifier, prepositional phrase, working as an adjective, right? The Rajendra Hospital is a top-notch facility for COVID-19 patients from not only Punjab but neighboring states, right? From not just this, from not only Punjab but neighboring states that are neighbors basically, that are close to the current your state basically, right? From not only Punjab but neighboring states and the national capital region. Understood. um, three of the patients who died, we can simply say three of the patients died were from Delhi, right? This is a complete sentence independent clause. Three of the patients, three is the main noun. Uh, three three of the patients from the patients who died, right? So this is the subject. Three of the patients who died, this is the complete subject, right? Three is the simple subject. Three of the patients, prepositional phrase, of the patients who died, and within this prepositional phrase we have an adjective clause which is who died, essential adjective clause because it's identifying the noun patients. Three of the patients, which patients? Who died, right? Patients who died were from Delhi, were linking verb, main verb, from Delhi, prepositional phrase, that's working as an adjective, giving information about the subject, right? From Delhi. Three of these patients who died were from Delhi. Eight, after this we have a comma, right? We have a comma. Eight were from Patiala. Eight were from Patiala. We have another clause. Eight were from Patiala. So it is not a simple sentence. Eight patients, right? Understand, eight patients, because we already know what we're talking about. We're talking about the patients who died, right? Eight patients were from Patiala. Subject, linking verb, from Patiala, subject complement, modifier. While this is a subordinating conjunction, that means we're going to have a dependent clause. While 25 others were from various parts of Punjab, right? While 25 others were, subordinating conjunction, subject, 25 others were, linking verb, main verb, from various parts of Punjab, prepositional phrase, again working as a subject complement. And we have two independent clauses and one dependent clause. That means it is a compound sentence. Clear? It's talking about the patients who died and where they're from, right? Three of the patients who died were from Delhi, eight were from Patiala, and 25 others were from various parts of Punjab. Two patients were brought dead. Two of them were brought dead, means when the patients came to the hospital, they were already dead. Two patients, subject, right? This is the subject. Linking verb, helping verb, brought, main verb in the passive form, dead, adjective, right? So we're not talking about who brought them, we're just saying they were brought dead. Somebody brought them, but we're not talking about who did the action, right? So this is in the passive voice. Two patients were brought dead. Okay, Punjab recorded 7,041 fresh COVID-19 cases on May 1 and reported 138 more deaths, according to a statement by the health department, right? Punjab recorded 7,041 fresh COVID-19 cases on May 1, independent clause, right? Punjab subject recorded main verb, recorded what? 7,041 fresh COVID-19 cases. Object of the verb are recorded. Recorded what? This is what they recorded. 7,041 fresh COVID-19 cases. Cases is the main noun. This is a noun phrase, right? Cases is the noun. How many cases? 7,041. They are fresh and they are COVID-19, right? When it happened on May 1, a prepositional phrase working as an adverb talking about the time of the action. Punjab recorded what? Recorded this, recorded when? On May 1. And reported, right? Reported what? 138 more deaths, right? Recorded these many cases and reported this many deaths. And this entire thing is information is according to a statement by the health minister. According to a statement by the health minister. Simple. And this is a compound sentence, two independent clauses, right? But the second clause doesn't have the subject because we know who the subject is, Punjab, right? Okay, next sentence. The number of confirmed positive cases so far have reached 3,77,919 across the state. Simple sentence. The number of confirmed positive cases so far have reached. This is the verb phrase, have helping verb, reached main verb, and this is the entire subject. The number of confirmed positive cases so far have reached. The number, right? The number. You can either use a singular verb here or a plural verb, right? It's fine because the number is a singular noun. So I'd personally use a singular verb here, right? The number has increased, right? The number of confirmed, the number, noun, modifier. This is a prepositional phrase which is working as a post modifier. The number of confirmed positive cases so far have reached 3,77,919 across the state, right? Again, a prepositional phrase working as an adverb talking about the place of the action, right? Across the state, this number has reached across the state, over the complete state, right? The health department said the active cases number 58,229 and 3,10,601 patients have so far been cured, right? And this entire piece of information is coming from the health department. Subject said is the verb. And this is the object. This entire thing is the object, and the next two pages are the same two pages, guys. I mistakenly did that, right? So this is the last sentence. The health department subject said what? The active cases number 58,229 and 3,10,601 patients have so far been cured. So have is the helping verb in this clause, right? Have is the helping verb, been is the main verb, been is also a helping verb and cured is the main verb, right? Have been cured. This is interrupting it so far, right? An adverb. Said what? The active cases number, this patients have been cured so far. Till now, been cured. This is in the passive voice because we're not talking about who cured them, right? Okay, so this was the last sentence, right? Simple sentence. So I hope you enjoyed this article. I hope you learned something new today. I hope now the understanding of the language or the understanding of different things, understanding of the sentences, understanding of the phrases, how we form a sentence, what do we have in a sentence is better now, right? So that's all about today's lesson, guys, and I'll see you guys again soon in a different lesson. Till then, keep learning, have fun. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comment section below. And visit my website www.englishwithashish.com for detailed English grammar lessons. Right? Visit that. The link is in the description. And join my Facebook group, join my Instagram page where we learn English through short videos, questions and all. Right? Links again are in the description. And I'll see you guys again very soon. Till then, keep learning, have fun. Love you all, you know this. I'm out.